God bless the child. Kennedy Brown. Camry Irby was but 24 hours old when his 17-year-old mother, Karen Herndon, gave him up for adoption to young and loving couple Andre and Kenya Valentine Irby, close friends of Thomas Mitchell, who is Camry's biological father, who is making his career in the armed forces. Camry's stepmother is also very active in his life. However, she has only been married to Thomas for 6 years, meaning the Irbys had already adopted Camry, but he spends weekends and holidays with his dad and stepmom, Katina. Camry has the love and blessing of a close-knit family, especially since he was the only child of his dad and Katina have no other kids. However, through Andre and Kenya he has twin siblings, Dendrai and Dajan, which seemingly makes his world complete. However, every person wants to know and need to know where they came from. In this case, Karen, his mom has always been a silent subject, but now he wants to meet her, for he has always envisioned her as a religious type of woman, whose parents were so religiously paranoid surely they probably forbid her to contact either him or his father and Katina or his parents. But now his adoptive parents have reluctantly, along with Thomas, given Camry the blessing to meet his mother, only if she agrees, which she does. So during spring break he will spend the week with his mom, who he has been chatting with both online and via text, yet a few by phone. Although he is excited to meet the brilliant image of his mother face to face and spend the week with her. However, when he arrives to Greer, South Carolina, he finally gets his wish, meeting his mom, who is nothing like he had imagined, not to mention the fact what he thought was going to be a mom/son vacation, only to find out she has a shell-shocked husband 20 years her senior, 2 daughters, 14-year-old kleptomaniac Brandy, and her weird twin brother, Rum, 17-year-old cognac mother of Moat, and pregnant again by the same loser Trenton. Upon his arrival, he is shocked to find himself walking into a welcome home party in his honor, where he also realizes his mom is not only a tarnished angel. He learns he has an older brother, Ronrico, making Camry the middle child, the only one she put up for adoption. Yet after a few days in her presence, his crazy-ass stepdad, Vern, is killed during a habit he had, chasing trains. In fact, the first night with Karen and her family, Camry damn near laughed himself into a coma when he had to help Rum chase his ass down. Rum thanked his brother because his help it didn't as long as usual. Too bad both Rum and Camry were out on the town the second night. He soon must part with 200 of the 1,500 he had been savings and that his parents and Thomas given to him. Camry had planned to give his mom $500 before his vacation was over, but now he could only give her $300, due to the fact Brandy had been arrested for stealing dress to wear to Vern's funeral. He must also accompany his grieving mother to McCormick Correctional Institute to relay the news of Vern's death to Camry's older brother Ronrico and to introduce Camry to his brother, who is miraculously given a weekend furlough with ankle monitor to allow him to spend the weekend and grieve with his family. As soon as he is home, he goes MIA, with Camry's signature taking responsibility since Karen had no valid ID. Suddenly Camry realizes that giving him up for adoption is the best and smartest move she ever made. Dysfunctional and crazy as hell, he could not wait to get back to the only normal life he has ever known. And feeling blessed. Kenya. I am sitting here with Katina as we search through the sealed envelope which we are contemplating giving to my adopted son, and Katina's stepson, Camry. My husband, Andre, and I adopted him when he was just hours old. His mom, Karen, was a 17-year-old jump-off with a year-old baby already, but his biological dad, Thomas, had hooked up with her when he was home on furlough one summer. He and Andre were best friends, and he felt that he could provide for his son better if he continued his station in the armed forces as a lieutenant in the Air Force. But when Andre and I offered to adopt the baby, Karen signed the paper so fast my head began to spin. It could have something to do with the $5,000 Thomas gave her. But that was 21 years ago. Now Thomas is married to Katina, who like myself really wish Camry had never asked us to help him contact his biological mother. And as much as I love my son and don't want him to find out that the image he shared with me of how he imagines his mom to be, but Andre and Thomas reluctantly agreed it is time for him to find out the truth. And as much as I want to lie and say the tramp ran off to join the circus, which wouldn't be too far from the truth, especially since Vern, her much older war vet, has turned idiot. Yep, we call him Coondog Vern. But when Andre and Thomas had to pay this trifling which to meet her own son is where I drew the line. Please tell me that you two simple Simon-ass dummies had to pay for her to meet Camry? Wait until I tell. Cam, come here, baby. Thomas looked horrified. Andre said, Kenya, don't do that. He will find out on his own. He is 21 and we promised him years ago that we would let him meet her. She is his mother. Katina was busy going through legal documents when she jumped up. Andre, are you high? I mean, I know Thomas must be drunk, because I can't believe you just said that Looney Tune is Cam's mother. She was just a damn incubator. Yuck. Thomas. What were you drinking? Hush. How dare you all talk about my mother? Cam yelled. I am going to meet her and that is that. How dare you talk about her? My mother was young. She made a mistake. She is a saint, and speaking with her and hearing how many times she has come to our doorstep only to be turned away. My plane leaves tomorrow and I am spending the week with her. So let me enjoy my time with her. By now, I wanted to choke Cam's wannabe grown 21 years of raising him. He wanted turn brand new. His flight leaves in the morning, he says. I glared at him and said, yeah, she is a saint all right. Saint Sucka. Kenya. Andre stopped me mid-sentence. Camry. I know it may seem as if I am ungrateful to my parents, but nothing can be further from the truth. But since the day I was 16 I have been waiting to meet my biological mom Karen. She was but 17 years old when she gave birth to me. For a long time that is all I knew about her, until I finally reached out to my dad, asking his permission and blessings for me, a grown man, to meet my own mom. After all, I still live with my adoptive parents, but I am employed with Empress Finance as an accountant plus attend night school at Coolidge Community College. But as much love as I have from Andre and Kenya, my dad and stepmom Katina, and the bond one have with my adoptive siblings, I am just like every child of God. I want to know the woman who gave birth to me, which is my right, but Kenya, Katina, not to mention the twins Dendrai and Dajan, especially Dajan, to her I am the big brother. And Dendrai, although he claimed to be happy for me, he too felt he was losing his big brother. But nothing could be farther from the truth. I just need to find out each and every aspect of my life. I do plan to get married someday and have kids. How could I tell them who they were if I don't even know the real situation with my birth mom? All I know is the past few weeks after finding her, I am so very looking forward to spending time with the queen who birthed and had me taken. At least this is what she told me. And why would I not believe her? My dad and stepmom had such a heated argument about me meeting my mom for the first time, as if I were a child instead of a grown-ass man. Mama Katina. You know I love and respect you, and just like Kenya you have always been by my side. You two are second to nobody. But I am grown. Heck, technically I don't live with either of you anymore. Boy bye. You live in your parents' renovated garage apartment. So your ass still lives beneath their expense. What has this Karen chick ever did for Katina? Damn Tina. Why you throwing ashtrays and shit at me? I only sent Karen an extra $2.500 in case something goes wrong while Camry is out there. I was pissed. Hell nah. Cam is a grown-ass man. We already gave him money for emergency while visiting Karen. He has a job and a damn home. Hell, 2 homes here, and after 21 years of not a word from that trifling tramp he decides he wants to explore the maternal mistake that is Karen. I hope his hard-ass head gets the clap and 2 hoochies pregnant. How the hell he gonna go climbing the family tree now? That is our son Thomas. That is Dre and Kenya's son. The 4 of us. How is she even able to play you like a damn Steinway piano? She gonna return that damn money. Then this fool did the dummy move. Katina, this is none of your business, Dre's or Kenya's. I appreciate all, but Camry is my son, and Karen, awful she may be, she is his mother. Your son. So what you saying, Thomas? Trampoline Karen comes before me. Your wife? For as long as I have loved you, I have loved that boy. In fact, he is one of the reasons I married you, to help Camry feel a sense of true love. He is the world to me, so don't downplay my role. Tina. That I didn't mean it that way, but Camry does deserve to get to know his mom and Karen. She asked me for $2,500 in exchange to meet Cam. I had to laugh to keep from crying. This chick was rache. Thomas was dumb as hell, and Camry, let's just say he had better come back in a week, or I was gonna go and drag his ass back home. Yeah. Cam is 21 but not the mature type yet. He actually thinks his mom is the second coming. My poor dummy stepson. Camry. I was retrieving my bags when I heard, any of y'all dudes named Cam? I recognized him as the cousin Joey who Karen had sent to meet me. Although I was to be getting a rental, they wanted a family member to meet and greet me. I spoke, yeah, I'm Cam. What's up, Kuzo? Joe cool at ya service. We shook on it as he picked up one of my bags. We headed to the auto rental department, where he talked me into renting a 2017 Chrysler 300, navy blue fully loaded. I followed him out to his car, where his chick of the day, according to Joey. Taisha. Take the car and run ya errands. I'm gonna hang out the passenger side of my Kuzo ride. You know the rest. Taisha sucked her teeth and drove off. Joey was a fool, but I liked this dude, dumb and funny. As we drove he began telling me about a chick named Cognac who was 17 and pregnant with her second child, and her thieving younger sister Brandy who had a twin brother named Rum, and their older brother Ron Rico who was into a 4-year prison term, stating Brandy got her thief skills from Rico. All I could think was, I am glad my mother was a sane member of the family. We drove up to the apartment complex. There was a cookout in full mode. Joey said, surprise. Everybody put together their EBT and a few bucks for your homecoming. Before I could unbuckle my safety belt, Joey began wolf whistling at a group of chicks. "'Cause this family reunion / welcome home party is gonna be off the hook. No outsiders, just family." Did this guy just admit to knowing that he whistled at members of his own family? But before I could digest that, he said, "That girl working them Daisy Dukes. Shasta is our first cousin. But dog, I had to try her. But the chick acted all offended and shit. Shit, her loss. Man, you and that corny-ass suit gotta go if you hanging with Joe Cool. Mess around and have people thinking you country. Shasta." Shasta grins until she spots Joey, and promptly flipped him the bird signal. "Forget yo old buck-eyed self," Joey yelled, then soft-ended his voice to holla at Shasta's friend. "Sup taco? Holla at ya cuz before you leave." I was too damn busy choking off the blunt Joey had passed to me for 2 reasons. He was flirting with our cousin and our other cousin, they were obviously used to it, but then I felt the blunt being snatched from my hand by a guy who looked like Samuel Jackson crossed with Uncle Remus. Actually this was one of my uncles. And judging from the way he yoked the blunt and guzzled from a blue top vodka bottle, his name was well earned. Damn Uncle Booze. You always smoking up somebody weed. Without putting in. Gimme a swig of that vodka. I stood thinking yuck, also that I was done with the blunt. Had chiefed the whole damn thing. My mobile phone began to ring. It was Mama Katina and when I didn't answer it went to voicemail. She also sent a long text. Uncle Booze said, "Welcome to the family, nephew. Your phone let me know you have so many women you gotta avoid the call. You a player. Much like ya Uncle Booze. But you ain't where I am. Comma." He slurred. "Nah, Uncle Booze. I will never be you." He high-fives me, not feeling or catching the sarcasm. "Uncle Booze is it? What's your real name?" "How do you mean?" "That is my real name. Named after my grandpa. He was your grandma Jemima." "Hold up, Jemmy Dash. Did you say Jemima?" I howled. "Grandma Jemima." These 2 grown men tried to shut me up. Hush before she comes over here with that damn iron cane. She been hitting them Schlitz malt liquors too. Plus she mad because she had to catch coon dog Vern last night. Man, I am telling you watch that. She don't know you yet either. Joe Cool. Remember what she did when Revlon and them came to Daddy Shine funeral. Ouch, said Uncle Booze. What happened? I asked. Now they decided to play deaf. Finally I heard a screech. My babby. And my babby. Karen, my biological mother in the flesh. She was beautiful. Yet different than I had imagined. Much different than my adoptive mom Kenya and stepmom Katina. First off, she had on a very short skirt and a very low-cut blouse which some guy stopped and slid a $20 bill in her hand for someone named Brandy. Come on. Meet your family. Remember the surprise I promised you? Alright everyone. This is my son, Camry Irby. This lady who was obviously Grandma Jemima said, "Come here to Grandma Jemima." She stood between Joey and Uncle Booze. I walked to embrace her. She slapped the damn black off me. "You want to talk smack about my name? And you named after a damn foreign compact car. And I hope you don't think we got money. Because we don't. We put all our finances for the month together to throw you this gathering. And your mama ain't got no surprise. She just gonna tell you that you have 2 sisters and 2 brothers. They got issues and babies. So I hope you act with sense while you here. And another thing, y'all stay with me. Not the other lie around like your mama said." She and Vern lost they house when they went Ron Rico bond. And he skipped out. So nobody come in or out of my house after 11 p.m. Unless, well, let your mama explain about that. She said, what contest and family reunion in hell had I just won?